Tonight is chicken parm night, so I figured why not film and show you guys me cooking in my small little RV. So I like to use this sauce. I like the brand. I use a whole bunch of different ones that they have, and then I blend it with all my seasonings. And you have to add tomato paste to your pasta, to your sauce. That way it makes it thick and it's not so watery. And then before I blend it, I add all my seasonings. So I'll show you guys that once I put it in there. Okay, so I added the tomato paste. That's what's up on top. And then I have fresh basil. I washed it and then I put in paper towel to kind of like suffocate it and to get it out, like any bugs if I see any. And that's not a bug, but I just wanted to make sure. So I'm going to cut the stems off of it and then I'm going to throw it into the sauce. Now that the basil is in, I'm just going to add my seasonings. So I'm going to do Italian. And I just sprinkle it up on top. I don't go crazy, because the sauce has, I think, basil in it already. So I just added more. And then I do oregano, garlic powder, onion powder, and then I do the minced garlic. So I'm going to put this all together and then we'll get to mixing. Alright, so this is everything mixed in. And then what I like about this blender is all these different options, and I'm going to do this one, the blend. Alright, so this is all mixed. Now, in my Class C, I had 4 burners, so I would put the sauce on low and just let that warm up while the pasta and the chicken and all that is going. But since I only have 2 burners, I'm going to put the sauce on low, and then I'm going to start prepping the chicken and get the pasta and everything ready to go. And then once I'm ready to put the pasta and the chicken on there, I'm going to have to take the sauce off, put it to the side, but the heat from the pasta will just reheat the sauce back up. Since I'm in a small space and I don't have a lot of counter room, what I do is whatever I'm finished doing, like all the seasonings and stuff, I put it away. That way it doesn't feel too cluttered on here and gets me overwhelmed and stuff. So I got these pots off of Amazon. They sit in each other, and I got pans too. And then the handles come off, which is nice because I don't have a lot of cabinet space. So this is for the sauce, and it just clicks right on. And then when I want to take it off, you push this back and it releases it. As you can see, the sauce is nice and thick. I'm going to get a spoon, get the remainder out, and then put it on low. While the sauce is warming up, I'm going to start cutting the the cheese for the chicken. That way this step is already done, and it gives it more time for the sauce to cook a little more. I usually only do this when I'm making pasta. If I'm doing like chicken and potatoes, I don't really do this. But I season the egg and then I put it in a Ziploc bag and then I put it back in the fridge and let the chicken marinate, and then I'll breadcrumb it. But instead of, putting the egg in the pot or your bowl and then mixing it and then just immediately throwing it on, I figured it gives it more flavor. I just did basic seasoning. I did the garlic powder, onion powder, chicken seasoning, basil, oregano. I'd used 3 eggs. I mixed it in the bag, and then you just throw the chicken in. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to get ready to breadcrumb it. I keep my breadcrumb in a mason jar. It looks cute, aesthetic. So I'm going to get that going, and then we're going to throw that on the stove and take the sauce off. Alright, so I took the pasta off. I have it resting on the cutting board because you don't want to put anything that's really hot on your countertops or your table or anything like that because it can leave a burn mark. So I have the water going for the pasta. I have it on low because I have stuff that's over there. And I also heard that people were saying that their knobs were melting. But someone said if your pots are too big, it'll radiate heat and melt it. But I haven't had that issue, but I don't put the flame up that high. So I think we should be good to go with that. So I'm going to put the oil into the pot. If you want to know if you're level or not, you'll see it when you put oil in your pot because it'll sit on one corner, but we're level. But I just wanted to mention that. I also want to mention that even in a house, don't dump oil in your sink. You'll clog it. It'll be a whole big mess. I let it cool down. I put a paper towel on it and then just throw it right in the garbage. With my stovetop, it's not electric start, so I need to use a lighter. So you want to be careful when you're doing this. So I turn it on, and then you're going to get the nozzle, and you're going to slowly open it. You can take this off too, but I could see. You're just going to turn it very, very slow until it lights it. And there you go. You don't want to put it too high because then it'll just go psh. So since I don't have an oven, I use my trusty old air fryer. So I'm letting it preheat and then I bake it for 350, probably 5 to 8 minutes, just to make that way the cheese melts onto the chicken. And the pasta's almost done. The thing that stinks is that since this is a small air fryer, I can only put a certain amount of chicken in here. And the pieces of chicken are huge, so I might have to do it a couple of times. Alright guys, and dinner is done. It looks good.